What got someone discharged from the military immediately? We had this private first class, Danny Walsh, who thought he was untouchable because his uncle was a congressman. Kid bragged about it constantly, name-dropped whenever he got in trouble, acted like rules didn't apply to him. Most of us just rolled our eyes. Rich boy playing soldier, we figured he'd wash out eventually. But Walsh had this weird obsession with proving he was tougher than everyone else. Always volunteering for the most dangerous assignments, taking unnecessary risks during training exercises. The breaking point came during a live fire exercise. We were practicing urban warfare scenarios using real ammunition in a mock village setup. Safety protocols were drilled into us for weeks. Clear fields of fire, designated safe zones, absolute weapon discipline. Walsh was assigned to overwatch position on a rooftop. His job was simple: provide cover, watch for targets, follow orders from the ground team leader, basic stuff any private could handle. But Walsh decided to improvise. Without authorization, he repositioned himself to get a better angle, moved from his assigned sector into a zone that hadn't been cleared for his fire mission. Ground team was advancing through the village when Walsh spotted what he thought was an enemy combatant. Problem was, it wasn't a target. It was Sergeant Miller, our squad leader, moving through a building we'd already cleared. Walsh fired 3 rounds, center mass. Professional shooting, except he just shot his own sergeant with live ammunition during a training exercise. Miller went down hard. Chest wounds, massive bleeding, the works. Medics rushed in while Walsh kept insisting he'd followed proper engagement procedures. I identified a threat and eliminated it, he kept saying. Miller survived, barely. 2 months in the hospital, medical retirement, permanent disability. 20-year career ended by friendly fire from a trigger-happy private who couldn't follow basic instructions. The investigation was swift and brutal. Walsh claimed it was an honest mistake, fog of war, split-second decision under pressure. But the evidence told a different story. Radio transcripts showed he'd been repeatedly ordered to hold position. Video footage from training cameras proved Miller was clearly identifiable as friendly forces. Walsh had ignored every safety protocol we'd been taught. Worse, they found text messages on his phone from that morning. Walsh had been bragging to friends about how he was going to smoke some targets during the exercise, treating it like a video game instead of serious training. Court-martial proceedings began immediately. Walsh's family hired expensive civilian lawyers, tried to argue combat stress, inadequate training, equipment malfunction. Nothing stuck. The prosecution had overwhelming evidence: negligent discharge resulting in serious bodily harm, failure to follow direct orders, reckless endangerment, criminal stupidity wrapped in a uniform. But here's where it gets interesting. Walsh's uncle, the congressman, tried to intervene, made calls to the Pentagon, threatened to cut military funding, demanded special consideration for his nephew. That backfired spectacularly. Military brass don't appreciate political interference in criminal proceedings. The uncle's pressure campaign just ensured Walsh would be made an example of. 3 weeks after the incident, Walsh was gone. Dishonorable discharge, forfeiture of all benefits, banned from military installations for life. His uncle's political career took a hit too. Voters didn't appreciate nepotism mixed with attempted murder. Miller never fully recovered. Uses a cane now, constant pain, can't lift his grandkids. Walsh destroyed more than just a career that day. He shattered a family's future over his own arrogance. The scariest part wasn't the shooting itself, it was Walsh's complete lack of remorse. Even during sentencing, he maintained he'd done nothing wrong, just following his training, he claimed. That incident changed how we approached live fire exercises. More safety officers, stricter oversight, enhanced psychological screening. One idiot's mistake revolutionized training protocols across the entire army. Walsh tried to appeal the discharge, claimed his political connections would overturn the decision. But military justice doesn't care about your family's influence when you shoot your own people. Last I heard, he was working at his family's car dealership, tells customers he's a combat veteran, conveniently leaves out the part about shooting his sergeant.